So just a little while ago, you saw Sanjay Malhotra, the RBI governor, address members of the press and take on questions across a varied number of topics. Of course, the most important of which was the rate cut itself and the RBI governor's comments and views on where the system liquidity stands. Now, here are 5 takeaways that NDTV Profit is pointing out, which are essential to understand where the RBI is. The first of which is that this is an accommodative stance, and that indicates that going ahead, if need be, the RBI and the MPC are ready to cut rates. Whatever the system might need, they will cut rates. The second most important thing that struck out to me personally was the fact that he said that RBI and the government will have a joint role in trying to support the economy in the midst of a lot of global economic uncertainty that exists. Remember that because of the global economic uncertainty and because of the tariff situation that is happening in the world right now, the RBI itself has downgraded its own growth projections for FY26 from 6.7% GDP growth projections for FY26 have been lowered to 6.5%. The RBI is admitting that there is going to be some amount of growth impact, and now the RBI governor is saying, of course, that there is going to be a joint effort by the government and the RBI to boost the economy for whatever needs there might be. The third most interesting thing that I found at the RBI press conference was specifically with regard to how banks need to ensure that transmission of these rate cuts happen soon. So, between February and April now, the RBI has brought down its repo rate by 50 basis points, and those benefits have to be transmitted to the end consumer. Typically, transmission takes roughly about 2 quarters, that's 6 odd months. And obviously, that's a very long runway. And the RBI governor is saying that obviously the RBI wants that the bank should transmit these rate cuts as soon as possible. That is why there's an accommodative stance. That is why liquidity has been maintained at surplus so that banks can lend faster and then ensure that the lower rates are passed on to the economy. And that's how transmission of these rates will happen. The fourth more important thing that I found was interesting in this RBI monetary policy press conference was his comments regarding what the bank should be doing to manage their business. Now, there was a question that NDTV Profit asked about CD ratios, because credit deposit ratio is something that the RBI has privately mentioned to banks that high credit deposit ratios are not appreciated, and that is why you saw a slower credit growth happening in the economy. Now that the RBI wants more transmission, obviously that credit flow into the economy has to go up, and we need to see whether the RBI is happy with the credit deposit ratio or not. According to the RBI governor, they are not actually targeting any number, but they want banks to ensure that their asset and liability balance remains in order so that their businesses can continue as normal. The last important thing that from this press conference that needs to be taken into account is the comments around certain bank issues that have come out in the last few couple of months. New India Cooperative Bank, you had IndusInd Bank, and you had AVM Housing Finance, 3 large. Well, they're not really that large, but IndusInd Bank is a significantly large bank. Issues that these institutions have come up, and according to the RBI, they're not going to waste any crisis. In fact, they're going to use the learnings from these crises to ensure that supervision of the broader system remains tight. And those are the 5 things that you need to watch out for as far as the RBI's press conference is concerned.